This pregnancy literally has me in a headlock. Like, I literally feel like I'm being beaten to a pulp every single day. But let's chop up a watermelon and do a pregnancy catch-up together. I did a Q&A on my Instagram story like last week, and yeah, I screenshotted all the questions. So I'm going to answer them whilst I chop up this watermelon that has been sat in my kitchen for a week. That is how I feel. Like, I usually cut it within a few days, but let's get to answering those questions for all you nosy people. So a question I got asked quite frequently was, are we going to find out the gender? And yes, we are going to find out the gender, and we'll find out the gender in a matter of weeks. I will be happy with either a girl or a boy, but I do want, I would prefer another girl. If you don't know me or my family, then you won't know that all of our names begin with M. That was another question. Are we going to stick with the M theme? And we have to stick with the M theme. There are a few names that I do like that don't begin with M, but I feel like we can't not name the baby something beginning with M. I'll do a separate video on baby names. Something that I was asked quite a few times was, is this pregnancy different, or like what have I found different about this pregnancy? And I'm not gonna lie, this is the worst pregnancy out of all three. I am struggling. I don't know if it's because I'm chasing two toddlers around. The nausea, it still hasn't eased. And I've actually vomited a handful of times. Now, I don't want to complain too much because I do know that people are throwing up 10 times a day, every day for the first 20 weeks. So I'm very fortunate that is not me, but out of all three pregnancies, this is definitely the worst. So thank you. You're welcome. Somebody asked something that is way more difficult to do whilst pregnant than not pregnant, and that is honestly taking care of myself and the kids is a struggle, especially when you're struggling with nausea, like extreme fatigue. So another one that seems to interest everybody a lot is whether my husband will or will not be here for the birth. Daddy, yeah, for the birth, but he will leave shortly after. Yeah, so he will miss the first 6 months of the baby's life. Question: somebody asked what was my first symptom, and it's funny because a week before I found out I was pregnant, I literally said to Matt, I was like, I'm so tired. Like, I've not felt this tired since I was pregnant. But obviously didn't think anything of it. So I'd say like fatigueness, if that's a word. And then I think like a week after I found out I was pregnant, the nausea started. And it hasn't gone away. Again, I will not be saying how far along I am. I don't want like people tracking my pregnancy, like I can do that myself. Somebody said, have you had any weird cravings? And I literally stopped at Publix to get this. And I didn't even know it was a thing in America. I thought it was a British thing. But I was just like eating that with a fork before. Other than that, I really want a good chippy. Like, just like good curry sauce, fried rice, and the lot. So, somebody asked if I did an announcement video for my mum back home. I told her on FaceTime, so I screen recorded it. There's no sound, but I am going to post it soon if we were trying. So to be honest with you, because I don't lie on here, the plan was to get pregnant right before deployment again, and that way I would be alone for the pregnancy, and then he would be back towards the end of the pregnancy. Like my last two happened a lot quicker, obviously. With my other two, it took me 9 months to get pregnant after coming off birth control, so I thought it would be the same this time around. But no, it took a month. Somebody asked for tips for conceiving, and honestly I really don't have any. Just follow your cycle. Definitely helps if your cycle is regular, but I've never struggled with conceiving, so I'm sorry, I really can't help you in that department. Tips for a first time mom: just don't listen to anyone else, like go with your gut. I feel like moms know best whether you're a first time mom or fourth time mom, sixth time mom. Like, you just know, no one knows your baby better than you. If you think you need to take your baby to the doctors, take your baby to the doctors. Don't let anybody tell you you're being dramatic, because at the end of the day, you're better safe than sorry.